where they fall. I can give you an example. When I was at Syracuse University, I ran into a controversy. I got into a fight with Bill O'Reilly, and it was all over
Oh,
CNN.
really?
Yeah, it was all over CNN, all over Fox, and we were going back and forth. And at first, CNN was defending and supporting me because they didn't like O'Reilly. But then somehow somebody, two white guys must have got together in a room and said we need to call this off. So CNN kind of threw me out, hung me out to dry. And so it's almost like it's almost like you're a Crip and you're fighting against the Bloods. And then suddenly the Crips just hand you over to the Bloods and say, okay, we don't want this guy. We're not going to defend this guy anymore. It was like that. So I was being attacked by Fox, and they were putting pressure on the chancellor of Syracuse University to fire me. And what I said, it wasn't that what I said was false. There was nothing that I said that was problematic. But that pressure will cause people to change their behavior. So I had to make a decision. They asked me, they said, do you want to apologize or how are you going to respond to this? And do you know the number one factor in terms of me deciding what to do really came down to me realizing, if I lose this job, I'm still going to be okay. I won't be rich, but I'll have a place to live. I'll be able to, I can still pay my car note. I'll still be able to eat. And once I figured that out, I said, you know what? I'm not apologizing for nothing. So that's security. So as much as I like to say, oh yeah, I just was going to stand up no matter what. No, I mean, it's, sometimes there's situations where you can be brave and the sacrifice is unimaginable. And then there's times where you can be brave because you put yourself in a position where it's easier to be brave. So ultimately, Black people, in order for us to get in a position where we're not apologizing for things we did not do, you've got to understand what power is and put yourself in a secure situation. Because remember, they're at war with you, not when you're born. They're at war with you before you're born. That's why they put the abortion clinics in your mama's neighborhood, hoping that she would somehow think that you're better off dead than alive because maybe she doesn't have enough money in the bank. Like my mama. My mama was 17 years old, had no money, had no support. Daddy wasn't around, none of that. So she was a perfect candidate for an abortion. Like why even let a boy Watkins even live when you could just kill him and he'll be better off that way? And somehow somebody came up with that ridiculous logic, and it drives me crazy. So they're at war with you from the very beginning. And I think an awareness of that war means that when you're in a battle, you have to think about your security. And I don't think that we think enough about our security. And then when they come along and they smash us or destroy us in public, we have no defense.